Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome!
Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. This is another quick shot review for the month of February. Scary because I seem to be watching a heck of a lot of horror movies and recommending horror movies to other people. Seems that there's more people who like horror movies out there than I absolutely knew, apart from the obvious ones that I already knew anyway. That made no sense. Let's get on to the review. This one is Annabelle Creation, another film that is on Netflix, and it is of course from the Conjuring universe and is directed by David F. Sandberg, who directed the short Lights Out. And if you've not seen that, go on YouTube and watch that, but don't forget to click the subscribe button here first before you do. We also got a feature film called of the same name. In fact, it was called Lights Out, which I didn't reckon much to. I think it served as a great short, but it didn't work on the big screen. However, Annabelle Creation is a prequel of a prequel that actually works, and it should never be this good to have a prequel of a prequel being as good as this. It's by no means perfect, but in setup there's very few jump scares, and the ones that they did well, and it has a good story to it. Basically what happens is there's a mother and father, and the daughter gets run over by a truck chasing a doll into the road. The dad happens to be a doll maker, and he makes a doll in his daughter's likeness, and this demon that possesses the doll. If you've seen The Conjuring, you know the basic story behind it. Like I say, Annabelle was not good. The newest film in that spin-off universe, Annabelle Comes Home, also not good. Telegraphed everything in that as well. But this one did it well, and it had a little bit of a twist towards the end, I suppose, because I thought it was going to be a different one of the protagonists that got possessed by the demon, and it wasn't. It was someone completely different. And it turned out that the person who they focused on was not the main protagonist at all. So they did that really, really well, and I quite enjoyed that. Like I say, I found it quite creepy and in the setup and everything else. So yeah, it worked really well. There's some really good set pieces in this film, including one where a sheet gets up and starts walking towards one of the protagonists, and the sheet falls off and there's no one there. Really well done, and it was good. So Gary Dauberman, Dauberman, there we go, got it. Dauberman wrote this screenplay, and like I say, it was directed by David F. Sandberg, and it seems that he has got quite a few shorts on YouTube as well, so I think I'm going to go and indulge myself in those in a little while, and maybe do a retrospective on him. But we've got Anthony LaPaglia as Samuel Mullins. He plays the father of B, who is played by Samara Lee. Very apt name for a horror movie person, or someone to play a horror movie person. Miranda Otto as Esther Mullins. Don't see much of Esther. She goes into gets really sick, and you don't see much of her apart from her being possessed by the demon. But the one thing I can say about this film is that they don't mention the name of the demon. Most demons have names. This one doesn't. It's just wants to possess a doll, and it wants to attach itself to an inanimate object, or in preparation to go into an animate object, i.e. a person. Lulu Wilson plays Linda, who becomes the main protagonist. in this film. Tabitha Elena Bateman plays Janice, who you think through most of the film would be the main protagonist, but she happens to be one half of that, and things happen to her because she has, she has leg calipers. I mean, we're talking way back, we're talking 40s, 50s, so the leg calipers aren't great, the wheelchairs aren't great, and there is a stair lift, so you could tell as soon as that stair lift came into play, that was going to play a part in this film. Stephanie Sigmund plays Sister Charlotte, who is looking after a group of orphaned girls who move into the Mullins house because obviously their daughter has died. They've got a big space, so they offered them some shelter, and so we have Annabelle Creation. I think this was a really good film. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but certainly a cut above most horror movies that have come out in the last 10 years, and it's very, very watchable in terms of the Annabelle series. I love The Conjuring, and as much as people say The Conjuring 2 is better, I don't think that. I've never really gotten on with The Conjuring 2, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with The Conjuring 3, which is inevitable, and seeing where that goes. Incidentally, I've always thought that the Insidious series are much better than the Conjuring universe, and yeah, they should definitely get, well, there won't be any spin-offs, but they should definitely keep going with those, because I haven't seen a bad Insidious film, so I'd recommend you watch those as well. But this is definitely one that I would recommend, a bit longer as a quick shot review, but definitely a horror film to watch. It is currently on UK Netflix, so if you've got Netflix, it is absolutely free on there. Obviously not completely free, but it is on there ready for you to watch, and I've noticed they are putting on some decent horror movies on Netflix, but they're also putting a lot of, shall we say, straight to streaming horror movies as well, when you used to have straight to DVD, straight to VHS, that kind of thing. The really horrible horror movies, which are produced and directed and distributed by Netflix. Obviously they are an absolute juggernaut at the moment, and they can basically do whatever they like. Doesn't mean that they're making good films. They seem to be a lot better at making TV shows, and maybe one day we'll get a decent horror movie produced by Netflix, but as yet I have not found one. That being said, go and watch my review of Polaroid, which has a good premise, but it's not very good. And yeah, and if you want to go and watch that, make sure you click the subscribe button before you do go and watch that, and the notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel, as well as clicking the subscribe button, and I've already said that, and going over to social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and getting your t-shirt from the Close to Order shop, and that is Cheap Shot Nation if you're searching for our shop. There's also a link in the description down below, and speaking of description, that is where you'll find the comments section as well. And if you've seen this film, if you like it, if you don't like it, tell us why and get the conversation started. I have been your host Luke, you are the Cheap Shot Nation. This is another quick shot review, and we have been looking at Annabelle Creation, and I will see you next time. Stay scared.